Appreciating goblins. Appreciating goblins. Succubus with goblins.
And we don't want no problem. Okay, you're a goon. What's a goon?
Oh, hey, what's
Hello.
up? Jaden,
What's up?
you know, it's really hot. It's really, really, really hot. It's
Yeah.
like it was like 99 today. Not comfortable.
Man,
Not
it's cool
comfortable.
over
And
there,
I
dude.
work in a kitchen. So, just swamp ass season. How's
Yeah.
it going over there?
It is like 106 degrees here, I think. I'm melting. My balls are melting into my thighs. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I love being sweaty all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you? How's it going, dude?
Oh, it's going, man. I was able to see a movie last night that I know you're really looking forward to.
Yeah, you fucking bitch.
Yeah, I saw Jurassic World Rebirth, and let me just tell you guys, if you are burnt by the Jurassic World trilogy, you do not need to fear this movie. Very, very much in the spirit of, I'd say, the first and third film. Not so much The Lost World. I don't like The Lost World. It's my least favorite Jurassic Park movie. I just think it's bad. Dominion isn't good, but it's more fun than Lost World. So,
Okay.
yeah, so that's my least favorite. But yeah, this movie was really, really cool, man. You could tell it was Gareth Edwards because he treated a lot like Godzilla. Like it felt like a monster movie. And the D-Rex, I'm really upset we didn't get more of the D-Rex, but foreshadowing for things to come, and I'm excited. So check out Jurassic World Rebirth when you guys get a chance. I really, really dug it, and I think a lot of you guys will too. And if you don't, well, it's okay. You just don't have any taste, and that's fine. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was killer, man. It really was.
That's awesome. Man, I love those goddamn movies, and I know you do too. That's both of our favorite franchises, or one of our favorite franchises, so I'm very much looking forward to that, and I'm jealous you saw it first, but I'll see it next week.
I'm a T-Rex. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm a T-Rex. All right, so we're
You
here
definitely are,
today. Yeah, and you're a D-Rex,
Yeah, dude.
He looks a little special.
You're like a little rapper,
wait
dude.
Wait a second. I have that photo. Oh, I'll save that for the episode. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, here's a little look at the D-Rex, y'all. It's not, you can't really tell. I can tell you guys that if you're going into this thinking this is going to be like the Indoraptor or the Indominus Rex, you do not get that much of the D-Rex in this movie. You really, really don't. So it's largely kept secret until the end, and it's cool. I dig it. So, but yeah, we're here today to talk about some summer horror movies. Jaden was like, "Look, man, I've just been staying up the past couple nights, just furiously masturbating and just thinking of stuff." And I was like, "You got to stop telling me that, Jaden." And he was like, "I can't help it. I just, I walk, I goon, I sleep, I goon." Like, so I was like, yeah, okay, we'll do some summer horror movies because we got some stuff coming up on the horizon. We're about to do a Jurassic Park episode. We're about to do I Know What You Did Last Summer. We're about to do the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like, let's just do the all around summer first. Big fan of summer, Jaden?
No, not really. I used to be when I was a kid, because when you're a kid, you're getting out from school, and that's like awesome, right? You're spending time with friends. Now that I'm a fully grown adult, and working full time and doing all this shit, like summer's just hot and gross, and I'm ready for fall, even though it just started. So
yeah, no, I'm ready for fall. No, let me swim a couple times, and then I'll be like, okay, I'm ready for fall. Like,
you a pool or a beach guy?
Oh, beach, definitely beach. There's something about, I know it's a fear for a lot of people, but it's not a fear for me. Open water, like I don't It doesn't scare me.
Yeah.
I like swimming in like really large bodies of water. There's just something cool about it. I actually find it really peaceful. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That freaks me out.
I love going tubing every summer at Norris Lake in Tennessee because, we've this for years. It's been like, my mom's goal is to knock us off the tube. Like, we're not trying to just like, yay, we're skipping across the water. This is a fun leisure ride. Like, no, she whips and like throws us into waves from other boats, like to knock us off.
Yeah.
So you eat shit a lot. Usually by the end of that trip, dude, I am bruised, I'm scraped, and I am sore. I remember 2 years ago, it was the last day we were there, and my mom was like telling me, like, no, you do not need to get on the tube. Like, look at your body. Like, I had marks everywhere, and I was like, I'm not done, damn it. What did I say? I said, I was like, I didn't hear no bell. Like off South Park.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, buddy, just being on there when you're at that point and you have no strength left in your body and you're just trying to hold on and you're like, oh, because it hurts to hit the water at like 35 miles an hour. It's not fun.
Yeah.
It's the thrill of it. But yeah, every time that happens and I get thrown off and I just come to and I'm in the middle of the water and I'm just waiting for the boat to circle back around. And I don't know, I dig it. Like it doesn't bother me. But yeah, so summer horror movies. Yeah, and I think the first one that we have to talk about and the one that we, this is just, maybe we'll do an episode on the series one day. I'm sure we will eventually. We probably could have to coincide with the 50th, but we didn't. But the first one to talk about, obviously, with the background here is Jaws. I love Jaws. Who doesn't? Some people say it's not a horror movie or it's not even a good movie. And they're literally on crack or just fishing for clicks. But I love Jaws too. I don't care. My buddy Mark from Tales from the Shelf, he gave it 1.5 stars. And I said, Jesus Christ. I messaged him,
dude.
And I said, bro, what the fuck?
That's harsh.
Yeah. Jaws 3, it largely blows. But it's fun. It's dumb fun. And Jaws the Revenge, I mean, wow. What a train wreck of a movie. Yeah, but it's so bad it's good. I enjoy watching it. There's not a Jaws movie that I don't like, except Cruel Jaws. And I know that's not technically Jaws 5, but that movie sucks balls.
Damn, dude. All right. So like you said, we'll eventually do a deep dive on the series. It'll be fun. But I mean, Jaws is an all-time classic film, regardless of genre. And it is absolutely a horror film. I don't know. Anybody who says that they reek of like fart sniffers trying to take away how good horror films can be. Like the people that tried to say Silence of the Lambs is not a horror film. No, it's a horror movie.
Jaden, don't give it away. I literally have a video coming out this week.
Oh shit, my bad.
Yes, about how Silence of the Lambs is a horror movie. That's the movie I watched when I got home from work. I texted Jaden earlier and I said, gotta watch this movie first. I was freshening up on Silence of the Lambs to record that video because I've seen takes like that recently and I'm like, y'all are fucking stupid. Like that's a horror movie. But
people who say Alien isn't or Aliens isn't a horror movie, it's just obnoxious. But yeah, I mean, what can you say about Jaws, dude? That's a movie I watched at probably like 5 or 6 years old and terrified me of the ocean and great white sharks for the rest of my life. I love animals, but I'm still terrified of them, and it doesn't help that my state is now like Cape Cod is like the capital great white shark location in the world right now. So it makes me not want to go to beaches in Cape Cod anymore. But
yeah, but you know that a lot of that's overblown with great whites, right? Like they normally like to be left alone. The ones you need to worry about are bull sharks and tiger sharks.
Yeah, great whites, you got to be doing a lot of bullshit for them to want to take a chomp at you.
And
but still,
normally they don't come close to the shore either. Normally.
No.
So, but bull sharks, yeah, they'll come up close to the shore, buddy. And they like to just bite shit. Like they're just like, oh yeah, this is in the water. I'm gonna fucking bite it.
Yep. But yeah, man, like Jaws 2, I always love that one. That's like, it's kind of more of the same, but like there's some cool shit in it. And people have kind of said now that it's like a slasher with a shark. And it kind of is. Like, it's just a bunch of teenagers getting picked off one by one. And I found that fun.
Dude, imagine
Jaws 3D.
Imagine the shark.
Go ahead.
Imagine the shark with a knife. He's got a knife like in his fucking fin. All right, go ahead with Jaws 3D. Jaws 3D.
Jaws 3D. I actually love that movie. Ever since I watched it as a kid, dude,
It's
I
not
thought
good. Say it. It's not good.
it's not good. I'm never gonna say that because it's not.
Okay.
I mean, it has the worst visual effect, and we've talked about it. One of the worst visual effect of all time with the breaking of the glass.
Yeah.
It is really bad, but
Whew.
the actual concept of a shark, them trying to rehabilitate a shark in a water park, is cool. Like, I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Jaws 4, I think, is dog shit. I don't find any enjoyment. I think it's a boring melodrama.
Dude, whatever. A telekinetic shark? That's
Okay,
fucking
that's
awesome.
funny. But you also forget like 60% of it is Michael Caine and the mom like falling in love.
No, yeah, it is. But like the fact that this is not even the same shark and it
Yeah.
goes across the world and it's like, I want
Yeah.
revenge. I'm like,
Also, like, technically a Christmas movie, which is so bizarre.
yes.
Yeah. Very weird.
Yeah.
Cruel Jaws, though, I'm not gonna take that slander, dude. Cruel
That
Jaws.
movie sucks.
Cruel Jaws has fake Hulk Hogan. It
Uh,
has an exploding shark at the end that looks like ass. That movie is fucking awesome, dude.
So you guys just heard Jaden talk shit about Jaws the Revenge.
Yeah.
But then Cruel Jaws is awesome. It's so terrible, it's awesome.
Does Jaws 4 have Brazzers Hulk Hogan? I didn't think
Does
so.
Cruel Jaws have a telekinetic shark?
Fair enough.
I'm just saying.
You gotta
like,
combine the movies.
yeah.
5-star
So yeah,
film right there.
Jaws is a series you have to watch in the summer. And if anybody's watching and going, "What the fuck is Cruel Jaws?" Guys, it's an Italian film that was named, tried to be named Jaws 5 to try to make more money. And obviously they couldn't do that, so they named it Cruel Jaws here in the States. Actually, I think in Italy, wasn't it called Jaws 5?
Oh, dude, Italy. We'll talk about Italian horror films at large at some point. They do not give a fuck. They will name anything a sequel to a film it's not a sequel to. Like Evil Dead 3, there was Dawn of the Dead 2. Like, they don't care, dude.
Dude, I saw Troll 2 for the first time a couple months
Yeah.
ago. Yeah.
Peak.
Dude, that movie
That's peak right there.
sucked. But one of my favorite moments in that movie, they're like in this RV and popcorn's just popping everywhere. And you got the witchy chick. I don't know, dude. That movie sucked. But that's another one. It's not a sequel to Troll. It's not. But they're like Troll 2.
Yep.
All right, Jaden, what's one that you want to talk about?
I think it's kind of fit, like right after Jaws, but I was going to talk about Piranha.
Oh, fuck yeah. I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, in the original film first for me. So fair. We'll get into that, but I think 76, but Joe Dante's first major film. I actually just watched Piranha.
Jim Cameron, Piranha 2.
Piranha 2, The Spawning, dude. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, Piranha, man. I watched it for the first time last night because I had, when the 3D movies, which I'm sure you're going to talk about because I know you love them. When the 3D movies came out, I was a kid and I saw them on Redbox and I loved them. And I didn't know they were remakes. And a couple of years ago, I picked up the Scream Factory Blu-ray of Piranha. Just put it on last night for this show. And I dug it,
Hey,
dude.
Jaden's mom. Hey, Jaden's mom.
Yeah, you heard my mom.
Yeah.
I dug it. I don't know. Like, I always heard that it wasn't as fun as the remake. And I think that is true, but I don't think it's bad or boring. I think there were surprisingly, like, shocking, messed up moments in it that kind of, like, made me like it more. Like, you see kids get messed up in this movie, which is like,
You're fucking sick.
well, they get their little fingies cut off and eaten by piranhas, dude. Like, there's some gnarly kills. The piranhas look like shit because you don't really see them. There's some bad stop motion at times, and it's like a weird hybrid thing. But yeah, man, it seemed like you weren't fond of this one though. What do you think of the OG Piranha?
I've never been a fan. I've never been a fan of the original Piranha. I'm not gonna hate on it. It's just super fucking dated. Like super dated.
It is.
I actually give a little bit of leeway to The Spawning. And by the way, yes, guys, that is Jim Cameron.
Yep.
No matter how much he tries to distance himself from that film, that movie is also so bad that it's kind of good.
Yeah. And
then, dude, Piranha 3D changed my life. Like it It changed my life. I remember when that movie came out, I was like, oh my God. I'm a huge sucker for like aquatic monster movies, like in the summertime. Like there's just something really cool about that. And so I'm like, okay, these are all CGI like abominations, and some of the CG does not hold up, but they lean into the ridiculousness. So I was like, okay, I can get on board with this because they know this is stupid. And but it's got a really good cast. It's got some super good kills. And I mean, you get to see a dick get ripped off and just kind of like float in the water. Like, and there's so many boobies. Like, dude, Piranha 3D. I don't give a shit what anybody says. That movie's on. Ving Rhames just absolutely murking Piranha. Like the sequence at the end in the third act where Piranha just, I mean, it's what I wanted to see from the Meg when the Meg was coming near the shore in the first movie, and there's all those people. I wanted to see that. Piranha does that. Piranha 3D is stupid, but it knows it's stupid, and it's a friggin' blast. And then Piranha 3 Double D, I really won't defend that one as much. It's another level of stupid. Like they're in a water park. They bring David Hasselhoff in just to be like, haha. That movie largely sucks, but there is a lot of fun in it, and there's even more boobs. So like, I don't even know. You can't say you didn't have a good time watching it. Like, and Ving Rhames, doesn't he have like a shotgun leg? Yeah, dude, he has a shotgun leg. It's really bad. But Piranha 3D, man, that is one I watch every summer without fail.
Oh yeah. I gotta admit, I haven't watched them in probably like 10 years now, but I always loved Piranha 3D. Like from the first time I saw it, again, it's just super fun. And that cast is insane. Like they have like really good actors in it, actually, which is kind of funny. I think Richard Dreyfuss is in it, which is like such a fun cameo. Yeah. But the actual like Piranha, the look of them, like the CGI is obviously not good, but that look like kind of freaked me out as a kid. And I feel
they're like dinosaurs.
Yeah, they look very ancient. And the funny thing is, piranhas are not even close like that. It's kind of like with great white sharks; like they're not going to just attack you out of nowhere. But you know, in these movies, they just rip you apart whenever they see you. So, have you seen the remake of Piranha, like the mid '90s one?
No.
Okay, that's kind of sandwiched in between. And it came out like 95, and it's a TV movie.
Yeah, nobody talks about it, so it's probably not very good.
I doubt it, but it's Mila Kunis's first movie.
Okay, but Mila would have been,
which is kind of interesting.
A kid. Yeah, because I was watching that '70s show.
Yeah,
in the early 2000s, and she was like a teenager.
She was like, she was probably like 9 or 10 in this, but I haven't seen it yet, but I have a feeling it's probably dog shit.
Oh, I'm almost certain it's dog shit, Jaden.
Yeah. I should say, though, we're talking about summer horror. The original Piranha and like Piranha 3D have very different vibes. Like the original Piranha is good for like a camp.
No, it's not.
Like, all right, a summer camp horror film. If you want a cozy summer camp horror film, watch the original, in my opinion, not in Nick's. But Piranha 3D is more like beachy. Like
it's spring break. No, I'm not gonna let Jaden get away with that, guys, don't worry. Okay, so in the universe of shark films, there's another one that I feel like does not get talked about enough. Came out in the early 2010s. I want to say it was 2012 or 2013. It's called Shark Night. Was also called Shark Night 3D because it was in 3D. Sadly, I'm pretty sure it's PG-13, but I got to be honest with you, Jaden. I actually had a lot of really dumb fun with that movie. And if I'm not mistaken, the sharks in it are bull sharks. And I believe it's freshwater. I'm pretty sure it's freshwater. And not little known fact, but some of you guys might not know, bull sharks can actually live in freshwater. So that's kind of a nice bent on it because like it makes it more realistic fear. Like, oh, you're in a river or a lake and like there's bull sharks. Like, well, yeah, that could happen.
Yeah.
I remember I actually own this movie on Blu-ray. I streamed it like, God, 9 or 10 years ago one night. And I was like, that was really fun. So I bought it on Blu-ray. You know, it ain't going to win any awards. And there's a lot of really awesome, let's just say that, 3D moments.
Yeah.
But I actually had a lot of fun with it. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it, but I own it. But one that's similar. Have you seen Bait 3D?
Is this like
I think-
porn?
No, it's another shark movie.
No.
But this one takes place in a grocery store that gets flooded.
What the What?
I think it's also bull sharks, though. So I thought you were talking about that at first, but I guess they're two different
No!
3D bull shark movies.
Oh my God. In a grocery store.
I got one more shark movie before it's very easy to talk about them when it comes to summer, but
There's plenty of shark movies that we still haven't talked about, but hit me.
oh, there's tons. I just don't want to make this the shark episode. 2016, we got maybe the best shark movie since any of the Jaws films, in my opinion, with The Shallows.
Okay.
I think The Shallows, like when I came out of that movie, I was so impressed because I had already grown up watching these terrible CGI shark films. Because like there's kind of two waves of shark films, right? There's like post Jaws leading up to Deep Blue Sea, and then after Deep Blue Sea, it's a bunch of CGI dog shit. There's some gems in there, but still.
Yeah.
But The Shallows, dude, it's like legitimately tense, big budget. The shark is obviously like bigger than it should be, but kind of
Who
doesn't
cares?
matter.
Who
Right.
cares? Isn't Bruce like 33 feet in Jaws?
Yeah.
Do you know how ridiculous that is for a great white?
Yeah. So, and you kind of don't, it doesn't matter in the film. And it's like, there's so many good scenes of tension, like when she cuts her leg and she has to swim from like a buoy to like a mini island or something, or when she's on the dead whale, which is what sharks love to eat. Like there's so much cool shit like that and that. And I remember my heart was pounding when I first saw it in theaters. But yeah, buddy.
The
What do you
Shallows,
think about The Shallows?
yeah, The Shallows is really good. I saw that movie in theaters as well. I actually really, really like that movie. But you know, since we're getting off the topic of sharks, I just have to throw a couple in there that I really like. 47 Meters Down.
Yep.
Really like that movie. The sequel is not good.
No.
Yeah, not good at all. We got like zombie sharks.
The evolved cave, blind
Yeah.
sharks. Yeah.
It's fucking stupid. Then you've got Open Water is one that I dug as a teenager. Haven't watched it in probably about 10 years.
Yeah.
But I remember it because you obviously don't see the shark a lot and everything like that. But I remember
Right.
it being very suspenseful. You know, because literally just you're drifting in open water like that in the middle of the night. Like that's scary.
Yeah.
And then there was one more shark movie that I was going to mention. The Meg and the Meg 2. Look, I don't care, guys. I don't care. The Meg is like Piranha 3D. It knows what it is. I would have been pissed if the Meg was like trying to be Jaws, and then that was the movie we got, and they're like, "No, dude, we're super serious. Like this is super scary." But like, no, they're not like that at all. Like the Meg is like, "Yeah, this is like really fucking stupid, but like, isn't it fun?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's fun." And then the second one was like, "Oh, you want the Kraken? Do you want dinosaurs?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I do. Let's go." Yeah, dude. Those movies are a blast.
Yeah, they're super fun. I'll throw one more in there then if we're gonna end the shark topic. But have you seen The Reef from 2010?
Yeah, I don't remember liking it. Isn't that Australian?
It is Australian, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it kind of has the same concept as Open Water, but personally, I found it better. I just think it's better made and better looking.
No, is that the one with what's her name? What's the actress's name? Mandy?
Let me look it up. Mandy. I don't know. Is there a Mandy in this? Yeah, it's an Australian film though, and I think it is also. This one doesn't have a Mandy in it, so I don't know which one you're thinking of.
God, what movie was she in, guys?
But
movie. Mandy.
Is that not 47 Meters Down? Mandy Moore?
Shark. Yeah, no, then I'm thinking of something else. There was no.
Okay.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second here, Jaden.
It's getting all mixed up.
This isn't the one where they're like, what's the one where they're like, no, I haven't seen The Reef. I was wrong. All right.
Okay.
By the way, shout out Deep Blue Sea. Totally forgot to mention Deep Blue Sea. What's the one where it's like a husband and wife and they're on a vacation and a storm comes in and it like blows their little bungalow on the water out in the middle of the ocean and
Oh, the really bad one?
dude,
With
it's
the
so
awful
bad.
CGI?
Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's
It
called.
came
but
out a
it's-
couple of years ago. I know what you're talking about.
Oh,
Shit.
dude, it sucked. I watched it last summer and I was like, wow, this is fucking terrible.
Dude, the CGI is so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, but for the Requiem.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah. Fuck that
Yeah.
movie, dude.
You should check out The Reef from 2010. I think it does what Open Water does, but it's just got better effects in my opinion, and it's a lot more tense. But
Okay.
yeah, dude. We just spent
So
like
we
20 minutes talking about sharks.
We steer away from sharks
Yeah.
and we go to a pastime, camp, and the woods and camping. And there's a lot of films that fall into that. And first and foremost,
Yeah,
I'd be
there are.
remiss if I did not mention Friday the 13th. Even though Jaden hates Friday the 13th, the first one, he said it's terrible, and he said anybody that likes it is low IQ.
Mongoloid.
I didn't say that, but most of those movies really could fit there. Aside from like, I would say all the way up till 6. Yeah, 1 through 6. The New Blood, no. Jason Takes Manhattan, no. Jason Goes to Hell, no. Jason X, no. Yeah, so really just 1 through 6.
Yeah. I think, the Friday the 13th films, Texas Chainsaw, there's certain franchises that definitely fit the bill, but we've either talked about them in depth or we're gonna, so we're probably just gonna save some of the ones you guys might be thinking of. But you were talking about camp.
Sleepaway.
Sleepaway Camp, dude.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. I didn't know that twist the first time I saw it. I didn't know that twist. Yeah.
Wow, you are lucky, dude.
Yeah.
I knew about it. I mean, it's still awesome.
Don't you
but,
love
like, I
how
can't
that was like
imagine-
don't you love how that's like a beloved horror movie with like horror fans and like, but
Yep.
like in real life, there's a bunch of people that are like, that's fucking disgusting. Fuck you. But like in
Yeah.
Sleepaway Camp, they're like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
It doesn't make much sense. But anyway, go ahead.
To me, even over Friday the 13th, this is the summer camp / oh yeah, they're coming after me. This is this is the like summer camp horror film and summer camp slasher. I think this is the best of the bunch. And I remember watching this, funny enough, I watched it in my science class in high school. I was bored out of my mind. I put my earbuds in and I watched Sleepaway Camp.
Oh, I thought you meant they like played it for you guys. I was like,
Oh,
what?
dude, imagine. Best science class ever. No. I watched it on my
Jaden's
own
like,
because I
oh
was
fuck
bored
yeah, I
as
get to
fuck.
see Dick in full bush. Let's go.
Yeah, dude. So weird, dude. Like, this is one of the weirdest horror films maybe ever, just because of how the characters talk and act. But I was always on its wavelength. Like, there's some like hilarious humor in here, whether intentional or not.
A lot of it's not.
A lot of it's not. Yeah, it's just weird, and then it becomes funny because it is. There's some really cool kills. Like, I love when they're under the boat that's turned over. And then obviously the reveal at the end, like, iconic. So iconic. Where were you when you first saw this movie?
There was like a
What?
pause. Jaden starts talking about Dick, and there's a pause.
Oh,
So I saw Sleepaway Camp. It was not until a couple years ago. I bought the Scream Factory, Blu-ray, and I watched it. And I remember Justin telling me, he's like, do you know anything about it? I was like, no. He's like, so you don't know the ending? I was like, no. He's like, I won't spoil it for you. I was like, okay, cool. And I watched it and I was like, oh, damn. I really like Sleepaway Camp. I too think it's like this ugly little duckling. It's so rough around the edges in so many ways, But it's a blast, man. I really dig it. I also find it. I think if I would have watched it as a teenager, I would have related to it more than the Friday the 13th movies, because let's be honest, in all the Friday the 13th movies, they're supposed to be teenagers and they look like 25 or 30. In Sleepaway Camp, they're actually like teenagers. So it would have been a lot more relatable if you were at that age when you first saw it. But I'm a big fan of Sleepaway Camp 2 as well. I remember scoring that DVD because the Blu-ray was out of print, so I bought a UK DVD of it, and I remember really I dig that one. I haven't seen 3, and though I've heard it's largely forgettable, and I haven't seen what is apparently the abomination that is Return to Sleepaway Camp. And I'll probably never watch. Maybe I will one time in my life just to say I did. But the first 2, I really like the first 2. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah, second one's fun. It's a very different vibe, and it's 2 very different versions of the same character, but I actually do like Pamela Springsteen in that movie a lot. I think she's so campy and like hilarious in it. I haven't seen 3 in forever, but I just remember it being kind of like a lesser 2. And Return to Sleepaway Camp, it is one of the worst things ever.
Isn't it like, don't they use a lot of like recycled footage too, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if that's that or the weird one that got lost for years.
I don't know.
Because do you know about that one?
Yeah, I read up on it. Wasn't the like original creator the one that came back and did that?
Yeah. Sleepaway Camp, The Survivor. It was like shelved in like 92 or something, and then they like re-release. I don't know. It's a very weird story. But Return to Sleepaway Camp is like one of the most cringe horror films of all time. Like, it tries very hard to be funny with the main character, even though he's obnoxious as fuck. And he says "your ass stinks." That's like his catchphrase. He says it like 80 times in the movie, and it's not good, dude.
Yeah, just wait for the remake of Sleepaway Camp, because I feel like it took forever for that movie to catch on, and then when it finally did, like, it's very obvious that it has quite a cult following now. So I'm sure we'll see a remake of that eventually.
Yeah, probably Blumhouse. All right.
Oh god.
So while we're talking about summer camps, I feel like there's at least one other we got to mention for a slasher film. The Burning. Now,
like,
have you seen this? Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
Have you
I've
seen
seen.
this one?
Yes, I've seen The Burning.
Okay. I'm a little
Never
bit
been one of my
mixed on it.
personal favorites. Yeah.
Me neither. Yeah, I like kind of the lore, I guess, like how the guy dies, and I like Cropsy, but I know that's not. I don't think that's from The Burning, right? Isn't that like just the old story that they made into this movie?
I think so. You're asking the wrong person.
No, fair enough. But yeah, the movie itself, like, even though I like Cropsy, like, it's just kind of paint by numbers. Like, the only thing that stood out to me is the dude from fucking Seinfeld is in it, Jason whatever,
Hell yeah.
when he's very young, which is always cool to see big time celebs early on in horror films. But people love The Burning, so I wanted to mention it, even though it's not one of my favorites. I could see it maybe growing, like, for me, like, my love for it over the years, like, just watching it over and over again, like some of the Friday the 13th sequels have. But
yeah, Jaden's really hoping for a lot of things to grow as he gets older. But yeah, no, it's all right. I mean, it's not one I revisit a lot. I can tell you one I do revisit a lot during the summertime, because this movie is just sweltering heat. It just, and that is Jeepers Creepers.
okay.
It is a summer watch for me, and like a decade ago, I went to like all the filming locations, because not long after my mom moved to Florida and I was visiting once, I realized that she lived like 15 minutes away from where they shot the movie, and I was like, what?
That's cool.
And I had the honor of seeing the police station before it got torn down. I didn't know until I watched Sean Clark's video on it that it's gone now. But when I went, it was still there. This is a movie I watch every summer. Jeepers Creepers 2 as well. That's definitely a summer movie.
Yeah.
Jeepers Creepers 3 didn't happen. People keep saying that's a movie. I've never heard of it. Like I have no
Yeah.
idea what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Um,
I only know of
but-
Reborn, which is my favorite.
yeah, that one's incredible. But
Yeah.
that one, The Creeper got nominated for the Oscar for that one, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah. So, but no, the first one I watch it every summer, dude. And
Oh yeah.
look, it's Florida, so it really is just swamp ass down there, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Florida's nasty, dude. I guess I never really thought of Jeepers Creepers as a summer film, but it totally fits the bill. Like you can feel the heat in that one for sure.
Oh yeah. Takes place in the summer.
Yeah. Yep. I still like those two films, even though like I got a little bit of heat, and rightfully so. People love those movies, but I put it in the overrated horror episode that we did like months ago.
Yeah, see, I'll never be able to get behind that take, man. I maybe for the second one, maybe for the just saying the franchise as a whole, totally agree. The first one I think is a banger. I think the first one is an all timer.
Fair enough. I want to talk about another one that kind of just like we're talking about different summer vibes. A lot of summer is just you being hot as shit and sweating and feeling the heat, like we were talking about.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I'm with you guys there.
Oh,
yeah.
You're talking about the. Okay, yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's cool.
yeah.
I thought you were complimenting me, but like
you get me hot too, buddy. Don't worry.
No, dude, it's whatever.
Let's talk about The Hills Have Eyes, though. And I want to talk about the original first. Maybe two. We don't really have to.
Shut the fuck up! Do you know what shut the fuck up means?
And then we can talk about the remake. Because I know that's the one you're probably looking forward to talking about.
Yeah, because the first two suck.
I disagree, man. That original film, I don't know. I dig it. Like, I watched it for the first time a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years now. I did like kind of like a Wes Craven binge. I tried to watch all of his movies. And obviously I grew up with the remake. I have a lot of nostalgia for it. It's also just badass. But the original definitely has like a creep factor to it. And Michael Berryman's super memorable in it.
I met him. He's a sweetheart.
Yeah. And like there are still pretty fucked up scenes in that, like there are in the remake, that I think still like the RV scene is still.
I was kidding. Okay, the original doesn't suck. It's very dated, very dated.
It is.
It doesn't suck. The second one sucks.
The second one is one of the worst horror sequels of all time. Yeah.
Yeah. It fucking sucks. Wes Craven only did it because he wanted to make music of the heart, and they were like, "Please make a sequel to Hills Have Eyes 2, and then you can make Music of the Heart." And he was like, "Fuck yeah, let's go." So he basically didn't even care. He was just like, "Oh yeah, fuck it. We'll just use a bunch of footage from the first movie."
Yeah, and it's got a bunch of like BMX fucking bullshit in it. I think, isn't the dog like there's some weird shit with the dog, right? Isn't it like psychic or something, where you're seeing the dog's memories?
Probably. I haven't watched it in like 10 years.
It's so
I remember
bad,
I was laughing watching that movie. Like,
yeah. But talk about like miserable movies where you're just feeling the heat the entire time. The original, I think it fits that vibe very well. And before we move off of that and go to the remake, I want to say like the scene where the dad's getting cooked alive is pretty awesome. Like it's pretty messed up. Yeah. I do think that holds up. But all right, let's move on to the remake, because I know that's the one you probably love, and that's you don't love it.
No, I really like it.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, no, I've always maintained, and I'm happy to not be on this island by myself. Christian also agrees with this, which everybody knows that he's a really cantankerous old man that just scream at a cloud. Like Christian probably yells at his asshole when he farts. Like he's probably like, "Shut the fuck up." And but like he agrees, it's better than the original. This is one of the better horror remakes. This was a weird era though, and I know you know exactly what I'm talking about, where it seemed like every movie, for some reason, every horror movie in this era had to have like an SA scene. Like I didn't understand what it was. It was like, why is this in fucking everything, dude? Now I get a lot of the remakes, and so the source material had them, but it's like,
Right.
why are we all remaking the same shit at the same time? Like, it's
Yeah.
like this is the era of assault. And I'm like,
Yeah.
wow. But yeah, no, the remake of The Hills Have Eyes is freaking awesome. The sequel, Hills Have Eyes 2, is not good. It's really not good.
No. Real quick with the whole like essay topic, I think part of that is because the 2000s in particular were like extremely mean in horror films. Like there's a lot of mean-spirited kills and moments in a lot of 2000s horror. It's pretty brutal. Like it's kind of why like for me like Terrifier almost feels like it's like a 2000s movie in a lot of the ways because it's so mean-spirited. But also I think there's probably part of it which is nostalgia for those old Grindhouse movies where they always had those scenes like from the 70s and 80s. But yeah, man, that remake is it's so good, dude. Like it's like action horror. The mutants look so fucked up. Like they're so gross. And when the dog's like ripping out like the wheelchair one's neck and shit, like it's awesome. Hills Have Eyes 2 though, no, that's not good. And that probably has a more egregious essay scene that didn't need to be there. That didn't need to be there.
No,
At least the original is remaking something in a scene that was in the
no.
original.
Yeah, that's what
The
I'm
second one.
That's probably more what I meant. Like the second one was just like, oh, we're
It's
making a
awful,
sequel to
dude.
The Hills Have Eyes. Let's put another
It's
assault
just
sequence
sad
in there.
to watch. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't-
Not a fan of that. And also like the whole army guy going in the mountains. It's not interesting to me.
No,
Hell yeah.
it's really not.
Let's
Really.
all right, another like blistering heat film that gives me summer vibes. And I'm not going to talk about all of them because there's probably like 80 now, but Tremors.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This gives off heavy summer vibes. And I'll be honest, like I was never the biggest fan of Tremors, but in a lot of ways it's become more charming over the years and as I keep thinking about it. And it really is kind of like I guess a desert Jaws movie.
Yeah. They even did that up with the poster. Like,
Yeah. It's fun though, dude. It's a really fun movie. The setting's great. The side characters are fun. Burt Gummer's hilarious. And the the actual creature design, those worms look badass.
yeah, I didn't watch all the Tremors movies. I'll be totally honest. I think I saw the first 3 or 4, but yeah, I mean, I really dig the first couple. There's just there's fun camp to them. They're just monster movies, but yeah, summertime vibes for sure. I don't really know how anybody could disagree. You know what I mean? Like even the crankiest old fuck like couldn't hate on it.
Yeah, for sure. So
how many of them have you seen?
I've seen 1, 2, in whichever one is set in like the Old West. It's either 3 or 4.
Okay.
I did not see the snow one or Shrieker Island, or maybe those are the same one. I don't know. Some of them have Jamie Kennedy. They're in the 2010s. They have awful CGI. I did not see those ones, although I do own them. So maybe one day, but I'm not in any rush.
Yeah. So, we haven't talked about this yet, and we're going to do an episode on this. So it's not, I don't really want to get too in depth with it, but I will just say we'd be remiss if we didn't mention the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is an annual watch for a lot of people in August, and myself included. And I mean, it has earned its spot as being one. But honestly, man, it's the 03 for me that I really go back to every summer. Mainly because the first time I saw that, I was 10 and I saw it that summer. And I don't know, I just relate it to summertime, and that movie feels hot, brother. Yeah. And that's not to take away from the original movie. It does too. But I'm a child of the late 90s, early 2000s. So that pull from that remake is very strong for me. And yeah, I watch that every summer, dude. And the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
The beginning is another movie. I'd say the beginning feels like hotter. Like it's like
Yeah.
this is gross. And they're in that nasty ass pool. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you guys doing? But
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, the Texas Chainsaw, a lot of those movies, you can really feel it, but especially those remakes, like it just feels like everything's rotting around you because of the heat. And it's so gross, dude. But that's why it's gonna cap off our summer pretty much. That's gonna be our big August episode, probably towards the end of the month. Kind of feels perfect for that. But I want to talk about 2 beach horror films. And I'm curious if you've seen either. I feel like maybe the first one.
No, I've seen them all. Every beach movie ever made.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
The Mutilator and the Slayer.
I don't know what the fuck those are.
Really? You've never heard of the Mutilator?
I mean, no. No.
Okay. All right, fair enough. They're both early 80s slashers. They're both set at like beach houses. The Mutilator is definitely a bigger name and is more of a cult classic, and I think it even got a sequel that's coming out.
Oh, wow.
But if you know of the Mutilator, you would probably know the poster, which is kind of iconic, which is like the guy with the hook in his hand and like the girls like backing up into the corner. I think there's blood dripping down from.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's a fun movie, and although the movie itself takes place in fall, I think the beach setting kind of just like gave off summer vibes for me because it doesn't feel like fall at all, even though the iconic song "Fall Break" is in it. And the Slayer is another one, but the Slayer is all right, pal. I get it. You haven't seen either, but I'm telling you, check out both.
Yeah.
Specifically the Slayer, because the Slayer is like a supernatural slasher. That's pretty cool. Anyways,
for sure.
Hit me with one, you bitch.
Oh, okay. Wow, is it my turn? So no,
Yeah.
one we're not going to talk about is Midsummer. We're not going to talk about that because that movie sucks. And Jaden is like, dude, I love it. It just gets me so hard. I don't care. I'm not talking about that movie. If you want to talk about it at some point, you go for it.
All right. No. Fuck you. I'm gonna mention this right now because I'm not gonna let you get away with calling it shit. Because Midsummer's not shit.
It's
not shit.
Anyway,
but
yeah,
also,
no, you're right. It's not shit. It sucks balls. So a really hot movie that I love that I watch in the summertime, The Devil's Rejects.
Okay.
Don't even tell me that ain't just sweltering heat because it is. And it's a road movie, so it kind of works in that way too. I watch that movie every summer.
Okay. I am not a fan of that movie, and I think I told you that. And I feel like you didn't want to call me slurs that time, like usual. But
I'm actually very, very kind. This, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. But this one, I feel like for the reasons that I gave, and I don't know if I've said it on the show, but this one, it feels unnecessarily mean to me in a lot of ways.
It is. House of a Thousand Corpses is better.
Yes.
But like, come on, Devil's Rejects is still a good summer movie. Tutti fucking fruity, Jaden.
Yeah, it's good for summer. The movie itself, I don't dig. Which I know it's some people's favorite Rob Zombie film. Just not my cup of tea. It was a little bit too mean-spirited, and there's not anything fun like in House of a Thousand Corpses for me. Yeah, I know it's not yours. I said some people.
Yeah, H2 right there.
Yeah. What about X, dude? Ty West.
Oh, fuck yes.
Yeah. That gives off big summer vibes.
Yeah, so does Maxine.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Pearl's
I just watched.
Weird.
Yeah, I just watched X like 3 weeks ago.
Oh wow, okay.
I try to watch that once a year since it came out because I mean I've said this before. I've gone on record many times saying that X is probably probably my favorite horror movie of the 2020s.
Damn.
It's right there with Sinners, The First Omen. Yeah, it's up there. It's probably my favorite though.
Nice.
There's
dude, I
something
love
about that movie, man. Like everybody talks about Pearl and like, you know, all the dude bros, not the dude bros, but you know, the man bun guys that are like, and they got, dude, Pearl's so deep. It's a character study. Ugh, I love it so much. It's so A24. And I'm like,
Yeah.
are you guys so dense that you can't even realize that so is X? Like,
Right.
X is more graphic, sure, but like when I walked into the theater with X, my largest takeaway was that was a movie about aging and life and death and opportunity passing you by, and how like nothing is forever, and like just go down the list. And I was just like, fuck, dude, like,
yeah,
because death is like my number one fear. So I was just beside myself with that. Like it really, really deeply impacted me. And I just was like, are people not seeing this? Like, are they not realizing that? Are they just seeing like the sex and the kills? And they're like, oh yeah, it's just like an old school, like grindhouse slasher. And it's like, yeah, it is. But this movie is saying a lot with subtext, like a lot. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I remember specifically for me, the scene where Brittany Snow is singing like the Fleetwood Mac song. That's like really beautiful and like a touching moment. And you really feel what they're trying, like the message they're trying to get across. Yeah, it's a great story about age, but also, yeah, just like a classic slasher. I do think X is the best.
And about fucking. Oh,
and about fucking.
Dude, X is 100% the best. It's 100% the best. Like I have people that are like, actually, Pearl is the best. And I'm like, dude, go sit and spin. Like, I know exactly what kind of person you are. Like, that's not to say that if you think Pearl is the best that you're wrong. That's not what I'm saying. But like, when you have this like highbrow, like sniff my own farts attitude about it, like Pearl is just so deep. I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like you clearly just weren't paying. All three of these movies have a ton of subtext. And if you think Pearl is the only one that has that, they're all character studies. Are you fucking stupid? Anyway.
And then you got the three weirdos in the back of the class picking their nose who picked Maxine as their favorite, you know?
Hey,
like,
I like Maxine better than Pearl. Pearl's my least favorite.
I do too. I'm just joking.
Yeah, I know.
But I think Pearl is a better movie.
Yeah, but Maxine, it doesn't touch X. I'm sorry.
No. Maxine, I think, is like maybe objectively the worst film and the weirdest one, like with what they try to do in it. But I have a lot of fun with it. And a lot of the Giallo flashbacks are like really cool.
Slashbacks, I liked that. Slashbacks.
Yeah, right?
I also really like, I mean, it goes without saying, but like, dude, the music is to die for. Like, that's got a killer soundtrack.
Impeccable vibes, yeah. And the ball smashing, which I know you're also a big fan of in your personal life.
Yeah, I do that for fun, like to myself.
yeah.
No, I saw that movie. We were on vacation, a family vacation. I was like, Mom.
Oh my god.
So like, Maxine comes out like while we're gonna be like, I need to go see it, and my younger brother wanted to see it too. She's like, oh well, I'll go to the movies then. So like, my sister and my son went and saw Inside Out 2, and we all, me, my mom, and my brothers went and saw Maxine. And like, my mom's vibing with the music and everything, and like, and then as soon as the movie's over, she's like, nah. I was like, oh god, shut up, you suck.
Yeah.
I just wish Maxine could have landed the ending. I didn't really love the ending. I didn't really love the third act of Maxine.
The ending's very weird, and it's a little bit too goofy for my taste. I think what it was building up to is a lot better than what we got at the end, for sure. I want to talk real quick though about two like kind of tropical horror films.
Oh, you're gonna say Turistas?
What is it?
You haven't seen Turistas?
What the hell are you talking about?
You have not seen the horror movie Turistas?
No. What is that?
Dude, it's a slasher movie. Dude, from the mid 2000s. Yeah, check it out. Shout out to Turistas. Yeah, I like Turistas.
Okay. No, I've never heard of that. I'm gonna have to look that up. No, I was gonna talk about The Island of Dr. Moreau from '96. Have you seen that one?
No.
Okay. Then I won't talk about that one.
No, you
But I
can
thought
if
you
it's
might
something
have.
you like. I'm sure people
Okay.
watching have seen it. Talk about
All
it.
right, yeah. So the
This
original
ain't my
Doctor.
show. This is our show,
It is-
Jaden.
You're right. So it's kind of a remake, or I guess based on the same story as like Island of Lost Souls. It's like a classic 30s horror film. But Island of Dr. Moreau is like 96 one. And the story is basically this scientist goes to a tropical island and he takes the natives and he kind of fuses them with animals and does science experiments on them. It's got really cool creature effects. They're kind of goofy because they're like 90s practical creature effects, but it's pretty charming. And Marlon Brando's weirdly in it, and he's like
Hell
a
yeah.
fat, balding scientist.
Hell yeah.
And he has a very weird accent in it. So worth checking out. But the other one I was going to talk about is one I know you've seen, which is Serpent in the Rainbow.
Yeah. Yep.
Which, man, this movie, a very different setting, but also feels very hot and gross and sweaty.
Very
And that's
different for Craven. Very different.
very different. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I really dig it. It's like, it's definitely got some issues with going into like stereotypes of like voodoo and such, but like it's still entertaining for what it is. And the voodoo stuff you do get in it is very cool. I think it's maybe Craven's most underrated film personally. Like I remember when I watched it, I gave it probably like a 4 or 4.5. Like I love that movie.
I don't know. People Under the Stairs. I'll go to war for that movie.
I feel like that's kind of gotten more reappraisal though.
Lately, yeah, and I think
Yeah.
that helped because a couple years ago, Jordan Peele was talking about how he wanted to remake it. So I think people were going back and watching it, and they're like, "Oh, this is actually pretty good." I also think that it was very, for a lot of reasons, relevant a couple years ago. And I think just being about like, racial undertones and stuff like that. Like, but yeah, that's one that I really dig. But I'll co-sign The Serpent in the Rainbow as well. I will.
Yeah.
You know, one I want to talk about, Jaden, that I think just smacks you right in the face with its sweaty cock.
What's up?
House of Wax.
Ooh,
And
okay.
Look, House of Wax from 2005.
Man.
What can you say? This movie's a blast. This movie
So good.
really, really is a blast. It's super fun.
Yeah.
Paris Hilton was a great sport. She knew everybody wanted to see her die. And the marketing played it up like, oh, come see Paris die.
Yeah.
But it's just, that movie is hot, man. It's like,
Yeah, it is.
Not to mention the end where everything is literally on fire and melting.
Yep.
But I really dig this movie, and I think that this is a quintessential summer watch. This is like a July, man. You're gonna watch this shit in July when it's hottest, and you're like,
You're feeling it.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Man, I didn't even think of House of Wax as like a summer film, but you're totally right. I mean, that's when I watched probably like 100 times as a kid. All those Dark Castle movies, like those remakes of the classic movies that are just completely different, but
House
way
on
better
Haunted
in my
Hill,
opinion.
bro. House on Haunted Hill.
Oh yeah, Ghost Ship,
Obviously.
which is probably the worst of them, but 13 Ghost, which is my favorite.
Yeah,
But
dude.
out of all of them, yeah,
The titty ghost. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't remember
House of
her
Wax
name.
has the best summer vibe, and it's that little town, dude. Yeah, it feels like a Hills Have Eyes. It feels like a TCM 03. Like you're just in that heat, and everybody's sweating and melting.
Well, there's another one to talk about, and I don't want to get too in depth with it because we're gonna get in depth. We're gonna get so deep, guys. Like it's gonna be deeper than you've ever had it here in a couple weeks. But I would be remiss if we didn't mention I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's literally in the fucking title. So yeah, definitely at least the first two movies. Watch them.
Yeah, for sure. I'm very excited for the new one.
Yeah, me too.
And I am cautious, but kind of looking forward to watching the third because I know it's going to be awful, but I've never seen it.
Dude, I feel like it's going to be like Candyman Day of the Dead bad.
Have you also never seen it? The third, I know you did.
Dude, it's been like 15 years. I know I've seen it once, and I know I hated it.
Yeah.
It's like Candyman Day of the Dead. I went back and rewatched Day of the Dead leading up to Candyman 2022 coming out. Or was that 2021? 2021. And
2021.
I was like, I'm going to rewatch all those movies. And I was like, I was 10 minutes into Day of the Dead, and I was like, I remember why I haven't seen this movie in like 10 years. It fucking
It's bad,
sucks.
dude. It's
Yeah,
so
dude,
bad.
it's really bad. And I remember Christian being like, "Yeah, but like the lead in that movie is a Playboy model." And I'm like, I don't give a fuck, dude. The movie
What?
sucks. Like,
Yeah, who cares?
yeah, no. Go on
Colonel
his
to the
letter.
Flesh is good.
Go on to it. Yeah, it's all right. It's a huge step down from the first one, but it's passable.
Well, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, go to his letterbox, dude. He gave Jeepers Creepers Reborn 2.5 stars. So like, don't
Very
trust this
generous.
guy.
So there's films that I don't love. Like we talked about The Burning as like a summer film that like deserves to be talked about as a summer horror film, but not one that either of us particularly love. And I don't remember you loving this movie. I can't remember your actual opinion on it, but Jordan Peele's Us. Very summer vibes with this one, especially the boardwalk scene at the beginning. But I don't love this movie at all, dude. I think this might be my least favorite Jordan Peele film.
Yeah, it's not even, I think. This is definitely my least favorite Peele film because it's the only one of his 3 films, which, by the way, for a guy to get talked up as much as he has, make another movie. Fuck, dude.
He's
like,
got 3. Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
come on. I see the talent there, too. Like,
Yeah.
come on. Pump some shit out, dude. You are no carpenter. Like, the fact
Yeah.
that people are like, modern day horror maestro. I'm like, what? Like,
Yeah, he's not putting out enough.
yeah. I would say that, yeah, it's unequivocally my least favorite Peele film. I would actually counter what you said, and I would say Nope is also a good summer film.
Yep.
I think that's a good summer movie. And,
For
you
sure.
know, Nope is not, it's not on the level of Get Out. Get Out is like, dude, I don't know how you could have a better first movie. Like, especially being the comedy guy. And like,
Yeah.
you're gonna do a horror movie, and this is your first one, and it's Get Out. Like,
Yeah.
that movie's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, Us is. I'm just not. I'm not a fan. I'm really not a fan of Us. I feel like it's the only one of his 3 movies up to this point that just doesn't really feel like it has all that much to say. It's very rote. The idea is very rote.
Yeah.
Doppelgangers, like, okay, cool. Like, totally haven't seen this before. Whereas, like,
Right.
Nope and Get Out, I feel like had a lot to say. There was ingenuity there. I don't really feel that with Us.
Yeah. Us is weird, dude. It's like it feels the most convoluted. And I think it's the one of his 3 horror films where the comedy undercuts the horror. Because I think Us is
except the NWA scene with Fuck the Police.
yeah, that's great.
That scene is awesome. I remember being
Yeah.
in the theater and I was like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah. But there's parts where like it's trying to be scary, but then somebody will crack a joke and it completely undercuts anything that was there, and it's like, yeah, I don't know. The best thing to come out of that was the I Got 5 on It remix. That movie kind of sucks. But Nope, as you were saying, that's also a great summer film. That's actually my favorite of his films so far.
I know it is. You're a special little fairy. And yeah.
Yeah. I want to talk about one that came out this year, and it's a recommend to people. Hell of a Summer.
Oh,
It's
God.
the directorial debut of Finn Wolfhard. Did you see this one?
No, but I heard it was. I think the best compliment I heard was it was fun. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. That's
That's
probably what
fun.
I could say about it. It's fun. There's some fun comedy. I think you could do a lot worse for summer camp horror because there are a lot of mediocre ones, and there's a reason we didn't talk about a lot of those. But it did kind of feel like it's a bunch of friends with inside jokes making a movie together, and the audience isn't really clued into it, which can be a bit obnoxious.
You want to know one that I don't recommend?
Yeah, go for it.
Summer of '84. People really dig that movie, man, and I don't see it. I really don't.
Yeah.
My buddy Rudy sent that to me a couple years ago, and the hype for it was really high. So I remember being like, okay, this has got to be good. Like 80s nostalgia. No, I like the third act. I actually liked, but I feel like getting there, I was like, I don't feel like this acting is good. I don't believe these kids' camaraderie at all. It feels very forced. Not a huge fan. But there is a summer movie that is more of like a mystery thriller pseudo slasher.
Okay.
But I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring with this one, and that is Disturbia. That's a great summer movie. I
Yeah.
really love, and I mean it's summer break. He's literally home from school because it's summer break and he's on house
Yep.
arrest.
Yeah.
I really like Disturbia.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Disturbia's fun. I haven't seen that, God, dude, probably since it came out. So I got to rewatch that one.
Dude, when Disturbia came out, you were like
6, yeah. I was into horror at that time, baby. I was watching
Okay.
shit. Had my older sister. I don't know how we haven't talked about it, but It, like Stephen King's It.
Which
So-
one? Both?
Any of them, dude. Like the original miniseries or the like new films. Those are like summer vacation films.
Yeah, the first half of each one, I would say more so.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think that's just because they play up the the adolescent aspect. It's kids, it's summer vacation. Like it's whereas like when it's adults, it doesn't really feel like that as much because like summer vacation doesn't exist unless you're like a teacher.
Right.
But
Yeah.
those are quintessential summer watches for me too, dude. I mean, I almost felt like it was too obvious, so I hadn't said it. But like,
I guess,
Yeah,
but we
no.
talked about Jaws, so like you know.
you're absolutely right. I'm not arguing at all. Yeah, but I mean, gun to my head, dude. Curry scared me more, but I think the 2017 and 2019 movies are just far better than the miniseries. I mean, I really, really do. I think Curry's more memorable as Pennywise,
Mhm.
but give me literally everything else with the newer movies. And even then, I would say it's more like a coin flip. I think Skarsgård's really good. I don't like the over reliance on CGI at times, and that's Andy Muschietti's thing, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's like the dude's like, we gotta have CGI, and I'm like, why? In every shot, why? But it's the first time that I actually liked the second half of the story. I didn't even like it in the book. And the book's different. It doesn't totally read like the first half is kids and the second half is adults. No, it goes back and forth throughout the book.
Yeah.
So it's an easier read, but the adult stuff was always the weakest stuff. I mean, it just was. And but it chapter 2 was the first time that I actually didn't hate the adult story. So yeah.
Weirdly, I saw It Chapter 2 before It 2017. Because
what the fuck?
I know, but I had seen the original as a kid, so it's not like I didn't know the story. Like I kind of knew what was going to happen. And I knew what happened in that first movie, but I wasn't into horror when the 2017 came out, but I was into it when 2019 came out, and I was just seeing everything in theater.
Guys, he just said that he was into horror as a little kid watching Disturbia. And then in 2017, he's like, I wasn't into horror.
2010s, dude.
You fell out of love.
I fell out of love with the genre a bit, yeah. I had to come back around.
Jaden, you got to understand what 2017 was like. I saw the midnight premiere of it that Thursday night, back when they still did midnight showings. And I was closing at work the night before, or the night of. And I remember I brought a red balloon to work. And I printed out a picture of Pennywise from the new movie from like the sewer. And I like put the picture on one of the stations and I put a balloon above it. And like, it said like good, like have a good shift morning crew or something like that. I can't remember because I was so hyped to go see this movie. I had just read the book front to back in like 3 weeks leading up to the movie. And dude, that movie fucking ruled. And that movie was a phenomenon, dude. I remember the box office numbers coming out after the Thursday previews, and they were like, "This is insane. Nobody saw this nobody saw this coming. This is otherworldly." And then it ended up making over 700 million. I think it's the highest grossing R-rated horror movie of all time. And it's just like, and even the second one with lower audience rating and critic rating, it still made like almost $500 million and shit. And it's like, guys, this is insane. It was a phenomenon.
Yeah. Dude. I wish I was there for it, but I'm glad that I saw it. I ended up seeing it like 2 years ago, something like that. It 2017 is really good. Like, I was kind of surprised. It almost felt like I thought it might be overhyped. Like, I was a little bit scared that this movie that's been hyped up so much might not meet my expectations, but it did. It's
Okay,
very
well,
good.
you keep talking about 2017. Are you not a fan of Chapter 2?
Not really. I remember feeling kind of about it when I came out of it. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. It's kind of just like a 3-star film for me. But I will say, Bill Hader's awesome in it, and I love
The,
Bill Hader.
the whole adult cast is awesome. I genuinely
Yeah.
think that everybody they cast really does. You can see the kid version of them in their face. Like I
Yeah.
really was like, I can see even the guy that played adult Ben, like in his face. I was like, I can see that little Ben in there. And no, here's the thing, man. The issues with Chapter 2 and the adult story writ large for it is solely Stephen King's fault, and it's with the novel.
Yeah.
It's not handled very well in the novel. It's really
No.
not. He was really, really good at telling these coming of age stories. I mean, look at so many of his stories that are coming of age stories, and they're great. And then when it gets to the adult stuff, it's almost like he doesn't want to write adult stuff. He's like
Yeah.
thinking back to when he was a kid and when he was a teenager. He's like, I don't want to write this shit. And I'm like, but that's why I think I was so impressed with Chapter 2, because it took a weak portion of the story and I think actually made it good. And I was like, this is Muschietti. Muschietti, I will shit on this guy right on his chest for how much he overuses CGI sometimes, but I will also applaud him for some of the character moments, character development. He's really, really good at that. Like he's really good at the relationships. Like you believe the kids in the first movie, you believe their friendship, you believe their fear, and the same thing in the second movie. Like it feels like these kids all grown up, and that's a good director. That really is a good director. So, use less CGI. Aside from that, Muschietti, you're okay in my book.
Yeah. How do you feel about the series coming out?
Oh, dude, I can't wait. I can't wait. And it's because I think this is every actor I think is going to be known for a role for their entire life. Like Johnny Depp, it's Jack Sparrow. Like no matter what you love him in, he will be known as Jack Sparrow when he dies. Jack Nicholson, Jack Torrance. Like it's just no matter how many movies these guys do, they will be remembered mostly for one thing. David Spade, Joe Dirt. It's Joe Dirt. Like we know it, you know it. Like we all know it. Bill Skarsgård, it's going to be Pennywise. It is going to be Pennywise the Clown. And I remember when they started shooting and Bill wasn't a part of it. And he gave an interview and said like, yeah, I'm not involved. And I knew they had already started shooting it. And I was like, wow, they're really going to do this without Bill? Like you're already telling a prequel story and those are iffy. It's always dicey to do a prequel because you're telling this is new stuff. This is not stuff that was there's going to be parts that were in the novel because they do mention previous iterations of Pennywise the Clown every 27 years in the novel. But we're going to flesh it out and see it for the first time ever. And like, you're not going to have Bill. So then after like 2 months of them shooting, it was announced. It was all a negotiating tactic. He wanted more money and rightfully so. And they finally buckled and gave him what he wanted. And then I was on board. I was like, oh yeah, but I'm so excited to see him back, dude. I couldn't, my thing with Warner Brothers, I was like, guys, you made like $1.2 billion on 2 R-rated movies. Like you can't let this go. Like even the people that are diehards of the original movie, like Christian, they'll even admit, Skarsgård's great as Pennywise though. The fact that you were able to recast Pennywise and everybody was like, yeah, I like him in that role. He's pretty good. You cannot let that go. You have to find ways to tell more stories in that universe. And they got Stephen King's blessing and hell yeah.
Yeah. It's really the series of it all that kind of bums me out. Like I'm always bummed when these franchises turn to TV or streaming instead of having
but
a
it's
movie.
it's on Max. I mean, it's going to be it's going to be like R
It'll be a
rated.
big deal. Yeah,
And
and it'll have that. But I just
did you
man,
did
I
you watch the
really-
Penguin?
I didn't watch the Penguin. No.
But you liked the Batman, right?
Yeah, I did.
Dude, the Penguin is phenomenal, and that was a Max series. It was phenomenal.
Okay.
So like, no, it actually made me even more. I was already on, like, couldn't wait for the Batman part 2, and the
Yeah.
Penguin was like, dude, I have to have it right now. Like
Okay.
because of course this isn't really a spoiler, but like the final shot of the Penguin series is the bat symbol in the sky, and the Penguin looking at the sky and seeing the bat symbol, and I was like, "Fuck! Now I need it." Yeah.
Okay. I'll yeah, I gotta watch that eventually. Probably leading up to the new one, which is that this year?
No, it comes out next October.
Okay.
No, it's October 2027. Yeah, it starts shooting
Oof.
in January.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's gonna be a while.
Matt Reeves had a lot of personal stuff going on in his life, and it kind of delayed a lot of it. He hasn't really gone into detail about it, but he's actually about to turn the final script into James Gunn, like any day now. The reports have been coming out the last couple days that DC is expected to get the final script for the Batman 2 very, very, very soon. Like, we're talking days time, and then it's scheduled to start shooting in the UK in January.
Nice.
So expect a winter setting, which I'm actually pumped
Ooh,
about.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah. We talked about a lot of
We've,
summer horror movies, didn't we?
we ran the gambit, dude.
We
A lot
did.
of different vibes, a lot of different decades, different horror films.
Yeah. And I'm sure we missed some that some people were like, "Oh, you guys didn't talk about this. I watch this every summer." Guys, that's the
Oh, yeah.
beauty of this with summer horror movies. There are so damn many. Like,
Yeah, it's endless.
how do you even begin to be like, "Oh, we got them all. We got every
Yeah.
single one of them." Like, technically, guys, I could say, you should watch Halloween H2O in the summer because it was
Dude.
shot in the summer.
I almost brought it up because
Well,
it
it
is
wasn't- it
the
wasn't
most
shot-
summery Halloween movie.
It wasn't shot in the summer, but it came out in the summer, and it's in.
And it
fucking
looks like it's in the
California.
summer.
It's
Yeah.
California. I'm like, what
Yeah.
are we doing here?
Yeah.
Now somebody is going to be like, well, technically they shot the first movie in California. You know what I mean?
Blech.
Okay,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. But yeah, whatever movies that we talked about, whether you guys agree or disagree, sound off below and let me know what you guys thought of some of the ones we talked about, and if there's ones we missed that you can't believe we missed, let us know down below.
Yeah,
Jaden, what's on tap for next week to prep the people, prime them?
Man, next week we are going to be talking about the Jurassic Park / World franchise. Dude, I am so ready to talk about these movies. They're not officially horror, but he's going to keep singing. This is the ambience. No, they're not officially horror, but they're big ass monster movies. So whatever. They're horror adjacent. And me and Nick are both severely autistic and love dinosaurs. So yeah, there you go.
Anyway,
Oh, you're done. All right. What are you excited, dude? I mean, you just saw the new one.
yeah, am I excited? Of course I am. Of course I am.
Hell yeah.
I am excited to set the record straight on Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom and Jurassic World Dominion. I am excited
Ooh,
to set the
Dominion.
record straight.
Okay.
Yeah, just in the sense of it's not the worst. I'm not saying it's good, but it's not the worst. Yeah, I'm excited to do it. I don't have to rewatch any of those movies. Best part about being mildly autistic myself and having a son that I'm pretty sure is also on the spectrum, he loves dinosaurs. So I've
Hell yeah.
shown him all the Jurassic Park movies probably 3 to 5 times each. So
Yeah.
not to mention I've watched them all probably 50 times each.
Oh, dude,
so yeah, it's like, dude, I know this like the back of my hand.
Me too.
I mean, I can't wait to talk about the Velociraptor saying Alan in Jurassic Park 3. Like, but like, no, I'm actually really excited. And yeah, it'll be exciting. Are we doing this after Rebirth comes out?
I think that'd probably make the most sense. Yeah.
Yeah, because Rebirth,
Just we can
you'll be able
talk
to
about it.
you'll be able to see Rebirth a
Thursday,
week from
right?
Thursday.
Next Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll see it then. Maybe we can talk about it Friday or something.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. but you'll get it that weekend. So
I've already seen
just
it, but yeah.
he's already seen it. Yeah, whatever. But spoiler warning for people.
By the way, guys, Scarlett Johansson has never looked hotter in her entire life. In her entire
I'm looking forward to that.
yeah. Yeah, she could name it. I'd do it. Oh my God. Yeah, dude, she's a stone cold vixen in that movie. Like, I was like, holy fucking shit. But yeah, fantastic. So we want to thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like on it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Come on, dude. What are you doing? Follow us on the socials. Jaden says that on Instagram it is Podgoblins YT, and on Twitter /X it's Podgoblins. So check it and do your thing, cuz. So Jaden, you got anything before we go?
Nah, man. Let's have a good summer, everybody. Try to survive the heat because it is gross right now, and I apologize to everyone for everything that's happening. I am sweating my balls off. I'm melting. So that's it.
All right, cool. Well, we'll see you guys on the front lines of World War III. So take